EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, 280, 32. I'm coming after you. Hey, double right. 26.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Strong right. 4 down. Alert. 49, check 49. Go. Check it. Hey, watch it. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrad Davis. And he brings it back to right around the 20.
From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down. slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
So sad about it.
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name. Oh, I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. Yeah. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I got it come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? 180. Here we go. Deep. All day. Defense. All day. All day.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Zebra.
From the 27, Stafford under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Noah Spence leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Stafford now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, 5-0. Check. Lucky. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he'll complete this one to Fulgham. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Set. Get a lady. 10. 59. Bravo.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Catch made by Fulgham. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the 1st.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Another one. It's our time. It's our time. Watch the ship. We're out. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. 36. 36. Go. Under crunch. Under crunch. Go. Check 99.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now he'll escape to his right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Let's go. 6-yard. 51's the mic. Twist. 22. Check. Cover. 22. Check. Cover. Kill. Watch twist. Twist.
He may try and run for this. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
53. Mike 53. Rip left. Watch safety creep. Go. Check.
From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Check 50.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, hit it. 51. Watch the run. Set go. Mike 51.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
On second down now, Irvin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third.
40 for Mike. Let's go.
50.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. The first down carry here for Johnson. He will push his way down to about the 14. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
40's the line. Squeeze. You're not ready.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Set. 180.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point safely through. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now Jackson on 1st down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Jared Davis came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a second down coming up. This is Scarborough. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense up the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, it could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 lead?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 13. Shit. Check 15.
Now Scarborough. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Trey Flowers there on the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Check. Begin.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. Tucker, a career 70% success rate from 50-plus. Just incredible. And the All-Pro is money from distance again there.
They ought to give him 4 points for field goals from some of the distances that this guy makes them from.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
59! Drill right, 22, cut!
On 1st down, Stafford here. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they can't bring him down. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Stafford. Screenplay, Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
54, Mike. Check. Watch 54. Okay, double.
of the gun, Stafford. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a toss play. This is Scarborough. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They run. This is Scarborough. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Jackson now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Easy.
Stafford on 1st down. He finds his man Johnson. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go. Pick it up, Steve. Hey, watch that.
Now it's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this 1st half of action.
At the 22-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Omaha, ready, move.
You got tight right
Throwing again is Stafford. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. Johnson, the intended target. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go. Zoom. Check. 53's mine. Check. 50. Go.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. It's Scarborough again, and this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Tighten up. Hey, look, 3. Check. Crunch.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Hey, keep it up. Mike 51, Mike. Good.
To throw again is Jackson. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Jackson on first down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Here's Jackson to throw again. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Jim. Sponge. No.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
So now they assess a third and long, and that holding call might have knocked him out of field goal range, at least for the moment. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey. Easy, alert.
Here we go again.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Jalen Ferguson He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, 3rd quarter down in Arizona. And the Cardinals continuing to surge. They've scored again. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They try again with Scarborough. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions' 42.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
1st and 10 at the 39.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Ashawn Robinson coming out of the University of Alabama. A big, physical, intimidating force who had to learn to play with more leverage. Otherwise, he was going to get blown off the ball in the NFL. Looks like he's learning his lessons after that play.
Let's go now. Go to base. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Joker, 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 Joker. Kill, kill, kill. Go. Hey, turn it up, turn it up.
Here's Jackson. And he finds a man with a crossing route. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been, They didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's go. Slam, slam, slam.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Lady!
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, Mike 51.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
He was brought down by Trey Flowers.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Forward is Mike, forward is Mike. Check back.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady. Hurry.
You got nothing. Watch the edge. Check 24. Check 20.
Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
Blue 60.
Stafford now to throw. Going up top. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Mike 40, Mike 40.
Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Young Trip is here, baby. Young Trip is here.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Jackson to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 59 yards, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. So down only 2 now. Still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have 1 timeout. You look at the clock, and let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. Chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery.
On first down, it's Johnson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Easy.
Again, it's Johnson. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run, and just lost track, and it cost him.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Detroit, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory.
Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's noted in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on a jet. The coach regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on, smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Dino. Think I'm part Italian. Blame it on Gino. Smells like a medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. Fettuccine with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by they sell.
That's why you treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
so icy, got that GG.